Anyway, this is my audience. As you can see, they're mostly over 21 because they're drinking beer. and But there's my buddy Aaron, so he's not drinking. But yeah, so this is my speech about didgeridoos, and this is mine right here, and it's made out of PVC pipe, so it's not an original didgeridoo per se, but that's what I had to make it out of. So didgeridoos originated in Australia from the Aboriginal tribes that were native to the island, and they made didgeridoos by having, well, termites would hollow out the eucalyptus trees, and so they would just like break off really big branches that were already hollowed out, so that they could just play them when they broke them off, And so that's how original didgeridoos are, just hollowed out eucalyptus trees. But a lot of, like, you can make didgeridoos out of metal, PVC pipe. I saw one made out of a traffic cone. So that was pretty cool, it sounded good and everything. But the way I made mine was I just went down to Lowe's and went in their pipe aisle and got, I believe this was a quarter inch or a half an inch, and this was like 1 inch, or I can't remember the exact measurements, but if you just, what I did is I put it together and just listened to it, I figured out how to play it and what sounded good. So that's mainly, really, that's the only way you're going to be able to tell if you're making a good didgeridoo, is if it sounds good, So you just kind of, with this PVC pipe, you just got to play around and figure out what works. But you can also just go online. There's a website called Wet Didgeridoo, and they have like the original wood ones, or they have these things called sliders. And so it's just a didgeridoo. It's like a trombone, basically, like the concept. It's just straight like this, but instead you can move this up and down to get different sound effects. So the different pitches, I guess. And they like hand paint them. And a lot of didgeridoos, especially the original ones, they would like carve different symbols into them depending on what tribe they were from, like the Aborigines. So, like the ones that I saw had some arrows on them, like pointing in different directions, and then all the arrows come together, because I think that was like when the tribes were making peace or something. So it's all the arrows just coming in together. And there was like a kangaroo on one, but they just did different things depending on where they were from, and like they all play the didgeridoo a little different too. There's a lot of things that you can do, because depending on size of the bowl, which is this part right here, you're gonna get different octaves. So it's just like singing. The more you open your throat and get lower or higher pitched. And see, how to play the didgeridoo is it's kind of like playing a tuba. You just gotta, like, think of a horse trying to neigh. You just gotta do that, and sound something like this. You want to try to get like that lower pitch first, because if you start from that, you can work your way up to the higher pitch stuff, and it's easier that way. If you start off high, like if you do more of a trumpet toot, which is like, then it's hard to get it to where you can make your lips really loose and easy to make the lower sounds. So it's better to start off doing the horse lips. But so yeah, that's pretty much what I know about didgeridoos and mine. So I guess if you have any other questions, I can answer these.
Play us a high pitch sound.
Oh, the high pitch sound? Alright.
That's a twangy kind of sound.
Yeah, the high one, and then when my cheeks flare out, and that's when I go back to going. So it gets wah. Yeah.
So how long have you played the didgeridoo?
Probably only like a couple months now. So yeah, I just kind of taught myself how to play and looked at some videos on YouTube and figured out how to make different sounds by myself.
So if your last name's Marsden, what tribe are you from?
I guess the Marsden tribe. But some would say the Never Wife tribe, but only insiders.
So did you teach yourself, or did you actually go to a class?
Well, I went to a class at the YMCA, and that's where I got most of my basic knowledge about didgeridoos, and that's where I learned how to play, and I found out I was a natural at the class pretty much for playing the didgeridoo. So I went in and I just made my own and started playing. Yeah.
You kind of made a screaming sound in the past.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, so basically what you're doing to make this sound is you're still vibrating your lips, but you're like howling, like you're going like oh, like into the didgeridoo basically. But it sounds really cool. Like you just have to hear it.
That is cool. I do have a question.
Yeah.
My question is, what did the Aborigines use this for originally?
Communication. They just well, it was like a storytelling thing more. So like the different tribes had different ways of playing the didgeridoo. So that only that tribe would specifically know like their tribal songs.
So the different sounds they made were. So the people the people sitting there knew the story because they knew the different sounds.
Well, yeah, because they taught the generation after generation who just passed it down. So then when they got a little bit older, they would actually take them out and break the branches off, and find them good didgeridoos and carve the stuff in them and paint them and stuff. So it's a big thing. Right?
And do they still do that?
Yeah, because all the tribes are pretty, they're still out there, So, yeah.
So I heard that circular breathing is important.
Oh, circular breathing, yeah. I hate circular breathing. Yeah, it's hard because it's learning how to breathe in through your nose while you're exhaling through your mouth to play the didgeridoo. So it's like while I'm doing playing that stuff, I have to learn to breathe in.
Wow.
And, yeah,
so
I can't get it down.
Blow out and breathe through your nose at the same time.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be hard.
At the class I went to, the guy said to try do it in the shower, and so while you're spitting out water, try to breathe in through your nose while you're spitting the water out of your mouth. Just in a little tight stream, try to.
Yeah, how do you blow in?
Yeah, it's hard.
I think I would drown. I have water.
Not to put you on the spot, do you have any idea where the name Didgeridoo came from?
I do not actually know what that means. I know it's an Aboriginal word, so,
Okay.
but I'm not sure what it actually means
And when you took classes, they tell you what it meant, or did they make it?
now. Not that I can remember. I don't think. It might just be the name for the instrument. It probably has something to do with the sound,
Sure.
just because it makes kind of a like you can make all those weird sound that's in the name. So.
Do you ever use anything special for like the mouthpiece, or I know that looks a little different than the rest?
Yeah, because what I did on mine is I just put this really thick tape around this. It's like just a part of a pipe that you would seal the end off with, like it's a plug, I guess. And so I just have that screwed onto here, and I put the tape around it so that it's soft, like more padded for my lips, and it's tighter on the inside to get more airtight seal, because you don't want air coming in, or else it'll, like when you heard the weird sounding sounds when I was trying to just keep it low and like switch in between, that was because air was getting in here.
Do they use anything different if you actually are playing it? Did like have a real didgeridoo that isn't made out of PVC pipe? Do they line the mouthpiece with it?
Yeah, they use beeswax.
Oh wow.
They just use beeswax to make the same seal, because then it forms around your lips and stuff. But I didn't really like the beeswax because it got all in my mustache. Really waxy. So, yeah.
Very cool.
So can you take us out with
Tunes.
some of your favorites?
Favorite sound?
Yeah.